This is the Ecwid e-commerce show with your host, Jesse Ness, along with Richard Otey.
Hey, Ecwid user. Welcome back. It's me, RichE. Just going to be me today. And I'm going to do a brief bonus episode for you. Keep it short, sweet, to the point. A couple references of a few things you can do to just get ready to get busy during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Yes, the holiday e-commerce explosion always seems to happen around that time of the year, right? Everyone's buying. They're buying for their family. They're buying for their friends. They're buying for their coworkers. They're buying for themselves. They're buying. And so when everybody's looking to shop, you need to be there and be found so you can sell your goods or services or whatever it is you're offering. So one of the things before we even get going is I want to just refer back to a couple old podcasts we had. First, I want to start with episode 75 with Ecwid's own Josh Berkstreer, the head of education. And he's got the great little guide that you can download on the podcast if you go to ecwid.com/podcast. Actually, you know what? I'll put the show notes. I'll put the exact links for these in the show notes. And so you can just click on the show notes and get the exact link. Otherwise, it's episode 75. And then also, directly after that, episode 76 and 78 are really great too for Ricardo at Kliken for people who want to do ads but don't necessarily want to do it themselves. Small cost, additional cost, but not that much at all, considering especially how much work they do for you. Help you get your ads approved and actually run them for you. And then lastly, in this particular episode, I want to recommend episode 69, Dennis Yu, where he covers how you can make 3 different types of videos, 1 minute long, and spend as little as $1 a day to get traffic towards your site. Now, the reason I'm mentioning these is, one, like I said a few minutes ago, we already know everyone's shopping. So the question comes down to, how are you going to get in front of your customers and let them know what you have to buy, to try, or to offer that's going to get them to take action on buying from you? Well, it starts with attention. So if they don't know you're there, they're not going to be able to buy from you. That's the first thing. Second, you're going to want to take these videos or some of the things that Josh will talk about in the holiday success plan, or Ricardo, and you're going to want to remarket to these people. Because if you start now, you're going to be able to have these ads in front of people that maybe they even buy now. You never know. They might buy something now, but at worst case scenario, these ads will be in front of people that you can retarget later. And again, this is nothing new. You have heard Jesse and I talk about this for the past couple of years. Well, every time about this time. And as I'm recording this, it's about respectively 60 to 63 days before Black Friday and Cyber Monday, which will give you plenty of time to apply a few of these tactics, strategies to get out in front of your potential customers and or current customers and get them to buy and try again come the holiday season. And I also wanted to go over a couple stats as I've been preparing for this episode. I was amazed at some of the stats I came across. So one of the things that I saw was people are so, they already know everyone's going to be shopping on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, as we talked about, but they are so nervous that everybody else is going to have their sales, that of the people polled, 2/3 of the merchants are planning to even do Cyber Monday sales a week earlier. So what does that mean? That means your competitors and people who are selling similar products or services to you are going to actually be trying to get their sales and their products in front of people a week ahead of time, thereby potentially, cannibalizing sales for the prior week. Will that affect you? Who knows? Just an interesting stat. So I also wanted to talk about a couple things that you can do in addition that you probably should do anyway, like regardless. So you could optimize your product listings. You could start to use alt tags in your pictures if you haven't done that in the past, so you come up for searches. You could click through your site and have maybe a friend or family member or someone who's never really, let's say someone who's never really seen your site before, go through it, ask them what the shopping experience was like, where were their bottlenecks, where do they feel confused, maybe make some adjustments. Obviously, always social media. How can you share some of your products and services online? Because again, like I mentioned earlier, we can always retarget these people. They came, they saw your site, you potentially have their emails. We can retarget or remarket to these people later. So the more you do now, the better chance that you have of being able to reach them or talk to them again prior to Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Another thing that I would really consider is decide now what you're going to be doing about shipping costs and how you're going to handle shipping. Almost everything I've been reading is saying that there could be backlog with shipping. Also, as you know, the elephant in the room, the big e-commerce company of all e-commerce companies, has kind of conditioned everybody to expect free shipping. So you might want to consider potentially putting, let's just say building in your shipping cost into the price of your product. I would also consider that even though I'm talking about remarketing and retargeting these people, I am not saying to spam your customers relentlessly with emails. Yes, keep in touch with them. Yes, send them emails. Definitely, for best practices, I would still have an unsubscribe button, because if you're just doing your regular email campaigns and you're not bombarding them, hey, they might not be your customer. They might have came on for a pop-up and got your recipe guide or something that you had, and they really didn't want to buy from you. So I would do that just from a best practice perspective. Definitely try to amp up any customer support that you have and have them prepared, because that's going to be a busy day, obviously, or days. And then make sure, like I referred to a couple minutes ago, you might have pop-ups on your site. Go through and make sure that they're not unobtrusive and relevant as possible, right? Maybe have them wait at least 10 seconds before they pop up, so it's not just looking like I'm trying to collect your email because I want to send you more stuff. But of course, collect their email if possible. And again, this is all prepping for those days. So when it comes time, they already know of you. I've said it over and over again in this short episode even, that this is about preparing for those days, making sure that your support's in place, your website's going to be able to handle the traffic, they're aware of you already, they already know what you have to offer. They might get it early, but no matter what, they already know of you. They're not seeing you the first time. Another one of the things I'd like to talk to you about is maybe some books you could read prior that gives you a little more understanding about your customers and how they're thinking. Actually, I'm reading two right now. One of them is called 12 and a Half by Gary Vaynerchuk, and it's about leveraging the emotional ingredients necessary for business success. It's a really cool book. He's one of those guys that either you kind of love him or you find him interesting. But definitely he's been selling online for a long time, like pre-2000s, with his dad's wine library. So that in and of itself, just OG guy is worth reading and checking out. That's been a great book so far. I've been reading. And the other one is called UnReceptive. And Tom Stanfill, I believe his name is. I'll look it up. I'll correct it if that wasn't his name. But it's definitely called UnReceptive. And it puts forth the notion it's more of the receptibility of the audience that's more important than the actual message you're putting across. It's basically to get to a situation where you can convert even the most disinterested prospects into customers. It's been pretty fascinating book too. So those are two books I would recommend. I'm in the process of reading them. I think they're pretty good. And then no matter what, just pay attention to what's going on right now. If you see something broken now, fix it. If you see that checkout needs improvement, fix it. If you haven't sent a lot of email campaigns, send some now and test them. You do not want to wait until the days that are the busiest to fix the things that you could fix now. So again, I told you I was going to keep it short and sweet. Just wanted to give you a few pointers to kind of go back over the basics one more time. You're going to be reaching back out. You're going to be making videos. You're going to be getting them aware of you. So by the time that Black Friday and Cyber Monday come, they're ready to buy. They're ready to try. All right. So one of the things I want to say, no matter what, you can do this if you put in the work. All right, Ecwid listeners, get out there and make it happen.
Hey, this is Jesse and Rich. We want to let you know we really appreciate you listening.
We hope you find the tips we give you helpful for growing your business.
You can find all of our past episodes and a lot more useful stuff at ecwid.com/podcast.
And also, check us out on your favorite podcasting platform like Apple Podcast or Stitcher. And make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing.
Be sure to let us know what you think by rating and reviewing so we can serve you better.
So subscribe on your favorite platform.
And come join our community, check out the transcripts, or tell us why you would be a great guest at ecwid.com/podcast.